remember now those childhood days gone by. You woke up with the morning sun. It was warm and alive and fun. I'm a roar, don't turn around, I'm a roar.
Well, that was rather unfortunate, wasn't it? Hi guys, this is Zane-Destiny with another video. This is to do with, well, my results with the Ultimate Cup, the Digimon Ultimate Cup. I did terribly. Out of 6 matches, I won 1. The only win was against a Diaboromon match, which in all fairness, I was quite pleased with that because I normally struggle against that deck. The others was 2 yellow hybrids, 2 red hybrids, and 1 green hybrid of a blue base, which I found kind of interesting. I quite enjoyed that one. So yeah, unfortunately to get in the top 128 you need to go like X and 3, well I was X and 5, so there's definitely no way you participate or even getting higher than that. I did stay for at least 3 rounds, so I am expecting a participation prize, which I think is just as well. So let's get into the deck profile just to show what I used. So start off with the starter deck Pagamon for this guy on deletion, trash the top 2 cards of your deck, as well as 4 Demi-Meramon, of course the staple in any any purple deck, draw 1, trash 1, and all Digifest as well, so yay. Next we get into the rookies. So I really wanted to trash as much as possible because this is the Musketeer variant of a purple deck. So ideally I want to get as much as trash as possible. 3 Impmon. I was running 4 but I cut it down to 3 because I felt I was sufficiently getting things in trash regardless. Especially when I paired that up with the inheritable Gabumon where on deletion draw 2, trash 1. So Rookie's got a lot of way of trashing. This will come into mention later with the Ogremon, but with the Gogumon inherited effect that if I trap a card from my hand, gain 2000. 2 Gazimon just to stop memory gaining, 1 Labramon just a hard play to draw 1, trash 1, probably not the best pick for him unfortunately, and 1 Dracmon just to recycle some 7 cost and 1 cost option cards. Didn't see most play, so I kind of missed the extra Impmon. Labramon and Dracmon probably weren't all that necessary, and Gazimon didn't really do all that much work either. I did miss the extra Goblinmon as well because I did have him at 4 during one time, but oh well, that is my own issue. Next we get to the level 4s, so this is going to involve even more trashing and running the scatter modes. Not running any regular Izemon. This is because, well, I want to get option cards as quick as possible into the trash as possible to get the Beelstarmon plays into work. I may have hurt myself, probably should have played at least 1 regular Izemon just to get some bodies on field, but oh well, that's my fault. And 3 Ogremon, so this is the reason why I was playing the Goblinmon, because Ogremon effect is that when attacking, trash card 1 card in your hand, gain 1 security attack. So paired out with Goblinmon, he's going to be hitting 2 checks for 7k. This is stackable by the way, so if I find a way to restand him, the first swing would do 2 checks, if I restand him and do it again, he'll check for 3 checks. That was the strategy, to get this boy out as well as some DP boosts, get some stuff in the trash, and the more stuff I had in the trash, I could potentially control more. But because of some changes I made with like some of the rookies and level 5s, yes I ran level 5s in the Musketeer deck, I kind of slowed my deck down unfortunately, wasn't as aggro as before. 1 Lowimon just for the tamer play, swing per game. Useless, absolute useless, I shouldn't have done it. I have this tendency of, it seems like every tournament major tournament that I play into, I play for too many what if scenarios and it always bites me in the butt. Oh well. Level 5s. Okay, I will admit, Neo Devimon did slow down my second hybrid player because the effect is that if they play a tamer, I instantly gain 3 memory. Sorry, not the yellow player, the hybrid red player. I did kind of forget to trigger the opponent's turn effect, but the opponent passed turn anyway, so I kind of gained the 3 that I should have got. Maybe they realised, but I certainly forgot. Level 5, nah. Chimeramon, he ended up giving my opponent a lot of memory, but it was a different form of removal, so he did have some plays where I would use him to delete Absorb Defeat. Yes, I'm playing Absorb Defeat. To delete 2 additional bodies. You know, he was useful, but the 7 cost was no point. I may as well just played an option card to reduce the cost of Beelstormon. Speaking of Beelstormon, I was running 4 of the lady. She couldn't do as much as I wanted because I wasn't getting enough in trash. Because of the changes I made, I kind of restricted my potential to discard option cards into the trash that I needed. So yeah, unfortunate for that. Did play the 3 Swap Defeats. This guy did a lot. I mean, not only did he come out in security quite often, even though I cut him down to 3, he was useful for additional plays for the option cards, like the 1 cost option cards mostly, Deathclaw, Calling from Darkness and things like that, to delete him, to do shenanigans, but also when he gets deleted, it deletes other bodies. And of course, Beelstormon, her costs are reduced for each 7 cost option card and Musketeer in your trash. You get to play her, play option cards for free. She's the control aspect, but unfortunately she couldn't do all that much. I think the lowest I got a cost down to was 3, and that was a bit of a grindy game. And I think I blew that game still anyway for a stupid misplay. But oh well. Now we get to the 7 cost option cards. So I played 4 Happy Bullet. Hardly saw this thing in security. Well, the red hybrids, they seem to have some sort of knack for avoiding this thing, because I only saw it once in security against the Ancient Grey, and that was maybe the first check, I'm not sure, but even then, playing 4 I should see it a bit more often, but oh well. Gewalt Schwarmer, I am deciding to cut this thing out completely now. Although it is helpful to get rid of some like low level Digimon, aka memory blockers, Pokemons, some low level hybrids, I either can't play it, I don't see it when I need it, or I do a silly misplay where I could have had game the next round, but because I wasn't paying attention, I played Gewalt Schwarmer that deleted all my level 4s and rookies, and I end up blowing the game. Because I am a moron. Not only that, when it comes in security, it adds to hand. Yes, it didn't come in security at all, but it's because of that. All the other 7 cost option cards that I run activate, and potentially other ones I could have played instead activate main effect. So, Gewalt Schwarmer, yeah, nada. 2 Happy Bullet. Didn't really see it all that much in security at all, and I just ended up discarding it most of the time. I only had 1 good play of deleting 2 Flamemon at the same time, but aside from that, nothing. Gigastorm, didn't see enough of it unfortunately. I think I managed to play it once, but aside from that, most of the mons that it would have came out to delete were above 8,000. One of it was kind of annoying because, is it level 5 as a Goonimon or Oldemon? One of them. It could have deleted it, but it already activated this effect. It came out as security, this Gigastorm. The opponent activated the effect to make its DP 12,000. Well, of course, Gigastorm won't work because even though originally it's 8,000, it's now 12,000. So unfortunately, it just whiffed, which wasn't helpful. So I was only running 9 7 cost option cards, which is a major issue. I was running at least 12 before, I believe. So yeah, like I said, the bit cheapest I can get Beelstormon out for was 3, which isn't ideal. Especially with Musketeers, they kind of rely on these options to be in security to get the full effect of, and they just weren't coming in security, unfortunately. They were mostly coming to my hand, or I guess semi-trashed. So yeah, that was an issue. Underworld's cool, stupid pick, utterly useless. I don't know why I did it. Oh yeah, I know why I did it, because potentially get level 4 out, or when I trash it to draw a card. I'm drawing enough already. I don't need to draw anymore. So this was a ridiculous pick. I shouldn't have done it. My 1 cost option cards, I think it's hard to say. I had Calling from Darkness regularly when I didn't need it, or it wouldn't have benefited me anyway, because if I used it I would have went over to the opponent's memory. Demonic Disaster activated once. I did manage to get 4 swings of an Ogamon before he keeled over. Deathclaw, I saw it quite regularly, and it was my go-to, I felt, with the Zort defeat plays to delete the defeat, to delete level 4, and to defeat will just delete something else. Delete, defeat, delete, defeat. So yeah, I think I may have missed Demonic Disaster more, because not only can you unsuspend to attack again, which yes I did do a defeat quite a lot, to delete defeat to unsuspend something else, but also the security effect to play level 3. I mean, to tell the truth, the number of times my low DP Digimon would survive security was ridiculous. Impmon survived 4 security checks, I think, with a yellow hybrid. Just wasn't dying. Scatter mode was still surviving security checks, so I'd end up attacking with defeat, attack with scatter mode. Oh, scatter mode survives, so I used Demonic Disaster to delete defeat, and so on and so forth. So I think more dynamics would have probably helped out a little. I'm not sure, but I just know the boys I wanted deleting weren't deleting, so I wasn't able to cycle fast enough. Maybe that's why I ended up playing Underworld's Call, but I think extra 7-cost option card would have done better. I did play Purple Memory Boost. It did let me cycle through a deck a little, but I can't remember if the games I actually played I actually won with it. It was kind of like a more of a dead card. I just brought it in there for, like, I don't know, hand fixing. So, and unfortunately another bad pick on my part. I did revise this deck list so like at least 3 times, and I kind of regret that now, because I guess I was comfortable with it with my initial design. Then I kept changing to play for what if scenarios, and I think I just made it worse by doing that. 2 mats. I upped the number of it because I really would like to start off with at least 3 memory to get some shenanigans going, especially with some of the changes I made. Wasn't all that helpful. I think an analog youth would have been much better, just to, not for his effect when level 5 or higher is deleted with the evolution sources, but just for its trashing effect. But I didn't use it because I had it in my Mastodon deck, but oh well. Sora Mimi, it did make my opponents think, because they realise, oh, I need to put a level 4 or lower on the field, otherwise he gets to get memory for free. Even if they have no Digimon on the field, I get a +2. Kept forgetting to do the suspend when attacking, but that's my fault. But it did sort of like make my opponents think a little, so I think 1 wasn't too bad. And I decreased the number of ties to 2. I would have liked to have seen it more often. So I think cutting it down from 3 was a bit of a detriment. So yeah, that was a deck profile. Like I said, my boys that I wanted deleting just were surviving security checks ridiculously. First round Diaboromon, that I felt could have gone either way, but I think maybe the opponent just whiffed a lot or drew badly, because it seemed a bit of a fluke that I won the 3rd round, so there was that. Yellow hybrids, I think I went too a bit aggressive, because I knew I shouldn't bring it down to 3 security, but it got to a point where I was like, I think I could do well with this. I did hit into a Schwarzlazat, I believe, which slowed me down, and at this point I slowed down. I left the opponent at 3 security and couldn't do much else to put on the pressure. So there was that, and the second yellow hybrid 3rd round, same sort of thing again, but my boys just weren't being deleted. Impmon survived, must have been about 4 security checks, and the opponent was just getting more and more tamers or other sort of like delay option cards, and it was just like, oh, what's going on here? So yeah, that's that. Red hybrids, that was an absolute monster of a deck. I keep forgetting how many security checks once red hybrid starts popping off, how many they can actually do. especially in such short consistent time. So Emperor Greymon, Ancient Greymon, it's an absolute nightmare. The 5th round again against Red Hybrid, same sort of thing happened again. Last round, I think I enjoyed that one the most because it was something different, I guess. Probably something that my deck could probably do okay against, even though it lost 2-0, I think. It was against a green hybrid with a blue base, so mostly a jamming Vmon, and it was good. It was consistent enough, I did like it. So yeah, that's my results. Unfortunately, well, what can I say? I'm just no good with tournaments. I mean, put me in locals, I feel like I can do okay in, but put me in a tournament and I just may as well just say, I'm here for participation, then I'm going. I'm looking forward to that participation prize though. Ultimately, every person I played against, I liked every single one of them. Every person I felt I was having a bit of banter with, good conversations with, even just sort of like talking about things willy-nilly. Did talk to one guy from Belgium. I don't know if I said Belgium. Belgium, to get some of my old Netherlands speech back up to play. But no, they were pretty good. Actually, one thing I will point out, something happened on my microphone that gets a Diaboromon player. So, I had to hand sign everything I was doing. I can hear the opponent, but they couldn't hear me for some unknown reason, because my mic was working. So I was basically just doing hand gestures, sort of like Ogremon, 3 checks, 2000 plus, and things like that. And somehow I won that match. And kudos to that player for understanding what on earth I was doing. That person has a big brain for knowing what my effect's done. So they're an absolute genius at the game to know what everything does, which I thought was good. Every other person I've played against, yeah, I really enjoyed every single bit of it. Those interactions with just the players I felt was good. Did play against a YouTube celebrity, I like to say, Strawberry Pie, so I was really happy about that one because, well, we met at DigiFest. I introduced myself and I said, oh, I hope we get to play against each other. Of course we didn't, because I suck at tournaments. And I get paired out with someone and I'm like, I know that voice. I recognise that voice. And it's like, wait, hang on, Yagamon memory marker. You Strawberry by any chance? And it's like, oh yeah, oh wow. Recognise me who I was after I had to give a long explanation who I was. But yeah, it was nice to play against her, so that was good. So yeah, the social aspect I still enjoy about the game. That's a bit I enjoy the most. I'm never going to do well in big national tournaments. I won't retire Musketeers. I lost in the Euro 2021 championships with Musketeers. I lost with Musketeers in this Ultimate Cup. I would like to say that I lost in DigiFest, but I did Lilith Loop in that, so I guess it's a purple deck. But I kind of like a Musketeers playstyle, so I think for future events I'm going to still play them, but be clever about it. Not do last minute changes, especially there was a certain way I was playing it that I felt comfortable with. You know, I need to stop thinking about what if scenarios and just go for my game plan or something. But yeah, this isn't the last time you're going to see Musketeers. So yeah, thanks for joining me guys, and well, if you played in the Ultimate Cup, how did you do? If you're still playing, good luck. And oh, let me know if you're going to go to any regionals. I was considering it, but considering the expenses just to go from all the way down here to all the way up there is a bit out of my price range just for a one-day event. So yeah, that's me guys. Take care. Bye bye.